Hello students. So we are continuing with the last topic of lesson number 3, that is classification of business activities, and go through this video and do the work in your registers that I will give you afterwards. Okay, so the topic that we have taken for today is branches of commerce. So we have read about the meaning of commerce and the various hindrances that are removed by commerce. Today we are going to study about various branches of commerce. Two branches of commerce are there. First branch is known as trade and the other is aids to trade. Alright. So first of all, what is trade? So right now I will give you a brief explanation and then we will go through the book. So trade is basically concerned with buying and selling of goods and services, so that goods and services can be made available to those consumers who are ready to pay for those products or services. That is known as trade. So the keywords here are buying and selling of goods and services. Trade is further divided into two parts: home trade and foreign trade. Home trade means, home means within, alright? So when the trade is done within a particular country, for example, if the buying and selling is going on within India only, although one state may sell to another state, one city may sell to another city, but it is still within India, then it will be called home trade. If the trade is taking place with other countries, suppose India is exporting to America and it is importing something from England, that will be known as foreign trade, because in this more than 2 or 3 countries are involved. Home trade is further divided into two parts. First part is wholesale trade and second part is retail trade. So the word wholesale means in bulk or in large quantity. So when the goods are sold by the producers means the industries which are producing goods in large quantities to the traders who deal in wholesale trade, they are known as wholesalers. So when the producers sell the goods to wholesalers and the wholesalers further sell it to the retailers, that is known as wholesale trade. Okay, then next in this is retail trade. Retailers, generally speaking, are the shopkeepers that you see in your locality. When you go to a grocery store, so in terms of commerce, that grocery store person will be called a retailer, all right, and that trade which he is doing by selling goods to you, that will be known as retail trade. So retailer, what does he do? He buys the goods from wholesaler, not from the producer, from the wholesaler in small quantities, and then he sells it to the ultimate consumers in small quantities only. In foreign trade also we have 3 different parts. First is export trade. Export means selling to some other country. So if India is selling tea to US, then that is export trade. Import trade means purchasing from other country. Like India is importing oil from Iran, that is import trade. Entry port trade means when one country buys from another country to sell it to some other country, that is known as entry port trade. So suppose here is India and it has purchased something from, say, America, and it has purchased that product to sell it to Nepal. Alright, so what India is doing? It is purchasing the product from America and selling that product to Nepal. Then that trade is known as entry port trade, means purchasing the product with the purpose of selling it to another country. Alright, so these are the types of trade. Now the next branch of commerce is aids to trade. The word aids here means those things which are auxiliaries to trade, or auxiliary means things which help in the smooth flow of goods and services, which are helpful in carrying on the trade. So these are the things which are helpful in carrying on the trade, such as transportation, because transportation helps you to take goods to various places where consumers need them. Warehousing helps you in storage of goods. Insurance helps in removing the risk of taking goods from one place to another, or reducing the risk of theft, fire, etc. Banking and finance are also helpful in trade because they provide you the money with which you can do the production of goods and services. Advertising and publicity is also another aid to trade because it informs consumers about various products. And there are other aids also, like packaging. Packing is another trade because it protects the product from damage. Postal services like courier, they help in taking the product to the consumer. Lodging means the businessmen, they keep on going from one place to another, so they need some place to lodge, right? Like hotels. So that is also a part of aids to trade. So whatever things are helpful in carrying on the trade, they are known as aids to trade. Then another topic that we are going to take today is interrelationship between commerce, trade and industry. So by now you have studied about commerce also. Sorry, industry also, you have studied about commerce also, and today I have told you about trade also. But all these three things are interrelated and dependent on each other. This I will explain later in the video. So now let's go through the book. Okay, first of all, coming to the meaning of trade. So as I told you, trade means buying and selling of goods and services with the main motive of earning what? Profit. The trader means the person who is dealing in trade. Trader is the link between the producer and the consumer. Means trader helps the producer to take their goods to the consumers. Without trade, it is not possible for the producer to search for the consumer, because if the producer will spend his time in searching for the consumers, then he will have no time for producing goods and services. All right? And other parts of commerce, such as trade, transport, insurance, warehousing, they all revolve around trade. All right, so you can say, as you all know, that various planets revolve around sun. So you can say the trade is the sun, and other things like warehousing, transportation, they are revolving around trade because they are helping in carrying out trade. Okay, now we are going to study about the different types of trade. First is home trade. Home trade is also known as domestic or internal trade because it is done within the boundaries of a particular country and not with other countries. So it is further divided into two parts: wholesale trade and retail trade. So what is wholesale trade? Wholesale trade means buying and selling of goods in large quantities. Wholesaler is the trader who deals in wholesale trade. Means the trader who is doing wholesale trade is known as a wholesaler. What a wholesaler does, the wholesaler, he buys the goods in large quantities from the producers, and then the wholesalers sell those goods to the retailers. So you have to remember this thing, that wholesaler will sell to the retailers and not to the consumers. So the wholesalers, they also sell goods on credit. All right, means retailers don't always need to give cash at that time only when they are purchasing from the wholesaler. The wholesaler can also sell the good on credit. All right, and wholesaler has to keep large stock of goods with him. That is why he has to have a large amount of capital also. All right, then another point is wholesaler generally deals in one line of goods. One line of goods means in one particular type of goods, either in cloth, either in vegetables, either in fruits, like this. So wholesalers deal in one line of goods, or they specialize in a limited variety of goods. Now coming to retail trade, the traders who deal in retail trade, they are known as retailers. And retailer means buying and selling in small quantities. So what does a retailer do? I told you retailers are the shopkeepers in your locality. They go to the wholesalers and they buy different goods from different wholesalers, because different wholesalers, they deal in different line of goods. So suppose once the retailer will, if the retailer is having a grocery store, the retailer will go to the wholesaler who will give him tea. Then he will go to another wholesaler who will provide him grains. So like this, retailer gets the goods from, he purchases the goods from wholesalers, and then he sells the goods in small quantities. It is a wrong word written here, so make a correction in your books. He sells to the consumers. All right. Retailers purchase from the wholesalers and sells in small quantities to the consumers. So it is possible for the retailer to have close contact with the consumers. Then next, coming to the foreign trade. Foreign trade is also known as external trade or international trade, because this type of trade is done between two or more countries and not within the same country. All right. So it is of further of three types: export trade, import trade and entry port trade. Export means selling to other country, like India exports tea to United Kingdom. This is export trade. Import trade, India is purchasing petrol from Iran, is import trade. Entry port trade is, example is given to you, India is purchasing something from Nepal to sell it to Bhutan. All right, so that will be known as entry port trade, means importing or buying goods from one country for the purpose of exporting or selling them to another country. So with this, we have completed the first branch of commerce, that is trade, we have completed. Now we will come to the next point, that is aids to trade. Alright, so aids to trade are also known as auxiliaries to trade because they are very helpful or essential for taking goods from the producer to the consumer. They provide help in this. So there are various aids such as transportation, warehousing, insurance, banking, finance, advertising, and we have also discussed these earlier also when we studied about the hindrances that were removed by commerce. So transportation, you all know, it means taking the goods from one place to another, means taking the goods from the place of production to the place of consumption, and it helps in removing the hindrance of, yes, I told you, place. All right, it removes the hindrance of place and it overcomes the barrier of distance, and thus it creates place utility. Then next is warehousing. Warehousing means when the producer, they produce goods in large quantities. All right, means more than the demand in the market. So till all the products are sold, those products are kept in godowns or storehouses. Those godowns or storehouses are known as warehouses. So warehousing creates time utility and it helps in removing the hindrance of time. So warehousing is basically done to store and preserve the goods until they are finally sold to the ultimate consumers. The next point is insurance. The next unit that we are going to start is insurance only. There you will read about insurance in detail. So here I am giving a brief description. When goods are produced and they are taken from one place to another, there are a lot of risks. There is risk of theft, robbery, fire. There is risk of flood. There are various other risks. Bad debts is also a risk. Bad debts means you have sold goods to somebody on credit and that person has not given you the money. So that is known as bad debts. So various risks are covered up by insurance, because with insurance company, the businessmen, they enter into a contract with insurance companies, and if there is a sudden loss, then they will provide you the claim and you will be able to restart your business. Okay, then next is banking and finance. Banking and finance is equally essential because without finance no business can run. So as you all know that there is a time gap between the production of goods and the sale of goods. So if your company is selling the goods on credit to somebody, credit means, the word credit means udhar pe aap kisi ko de rahe hain. So if you are selling on credit to someone and you have not yet received the money, so you will not stop your production. You have to continue with your production. So how will you continue when you have not got the money? You will take the loan from banks. All right. So banks will provide you finance in the form of loan, and that way you can continue with the production process. Then next is advertising and publicity. It is another auxiliary to trade. So when the producers produce a good, the customers don't know about it. The customers only come to know about the product with the help of advertising and publicity. Okay. So advertising, it helps the consumers to get the knowledge of products and also to understand how to use a particular product. You must have seen in television various advertisements are there where they tell people how to use a particular product. All right. And suppose if there is a new company rising in the market, how do you come to know about it? You come to know about it through advertising only. So it is another tool which is very important, and it is used to create the demand of a particular product and also to sustain demand. Sustain means to keep the demand for a long time. All right. So it removes one hindrance, and that is known as hindrance of knowledge. There are various other aids to trade such as packaging, because it protects the products from damage and it gives a good look to the products. Then telephone and postal services are another aid because they help in delivering the goods to the consumers. Courier is another example. And lodging and recreation facilities are also example of other aids to trade. Now coming to the last topic of this chapter, that is interrelationship between commerce, trade and industry. So industry, first of all, make your mind clear about what industry is, what commerce is, and what trade is. So industry is the one which produces goods, right? Industry produces goods, all right, or services also. And commerce and trade, they help in taking those goods and services to the consumers. So that is why industry is known as the backbone of commerce and trade. And commerce and trade are the lifelines of industry. Suppose industry has produced a good, but there is no commerce and there is no trade, then who will take that particular product to the consumers? And suppose commerce and trade are there in existence, but there is no industry which is producing the goods, then what will commerce and trade do? So they are all dependent on each other. So industry provides base to commerce, provides base to trade, and commerce provides outlets or distribution to industry, and in the same way, trade also provides outlet or distribution to industry. So with this, we have completed our today's topic, this chapter also and unit 1 also. In the next video, we will commence with the next chapter. Thank you.